Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Faster Way Podcast, Coach Confessional Edition with Lee Bergen. Lee, how the heck are you?
I'm just fantastic, Amanda. Missed you, of course, and just glad to be here.
Yes, I was out of town.
Yes.
All of July.
Yeah.
Was I even in the office?
I mean, seriously, you were gone a lot.
Yes.
Where all did you go?
I went to Hawaii. We talked about that on the last Coach Confessional. I wasn't able to compare Hawaii against Costa Rica. Maybe I'll do it a little bit on this Coach Confessional. Honestly, I can't compare. I'll just say that. Yeah. But then I was in Costa Rica. It was supposed to be 4 days, ended up being 2 solid weeks. And I'll share a little bit about why that is, because I've been doing a mold detox I want to update everyone on. I hear about it too. I'm now back in the U.S. We had the leg day in Texas we'll talk about. Yes. But before we even do that, let's rewind and wrap up on Fit Wars.
Yes.
Because you even were in Georgia for a little micro community workout. And we did several throughout the US, which was so fun. Just kind of do the quick recap of Fit Wars.
Yeah, no, it was super exciting because Fit Wars can be something that can intimidate people. I've talked to a lot of people who said, I don't even want to try. That's so over my head. It's just not doable. And once we were able to take people through these little sections of it throughout the month, they started to feel a little bit more empowered. It was the first time in a long time that we had more than 3 people on the floor. We did it with our office. We did it with some of our trainers, and being able to see everybody in all the different levels, I think allowed our community to feel so inspired and so great. And so then we had a chance to go surprise some coaches, and there were probably 25 coaches around the country who were having these, what you call it, micro communities. Yeah. They were having these workouts all around the country. So we separated. Haven went somewhere. She went to Red Rocks, Colorado. Sean went to Ohio, Cincinnati, yes. And then I went to Waycross, which ironically was the very first leg day that we ever went to, me and Haven ever went to with you.
Waycross, Georgia, by the way.
Waycross, Georgia. And then I said, and so it was encouraging because it was a place that was familiar to me, but Quincy Burgess is such a fantastic coach and surprising people. It's very awkward when people get excited to see you because I'm just a woman. But going there, knowing that they weren't expecting me, seeing the little kids like hide me, seeing the people who were showing up, whether I was there or not, it didn't have anything to do with me. Michaela and I drove 5 hours to get there. Oh my gosh. And when we popped in, and Quincy did a great job. She had all of the trainers and you do a little intro, and they were encouraging the entire group that she's had. You guys are going to do great. We're so proud of you. Little video intro, exactly. And then when it came to mine, it started to glitch. And so as they're watching it, I walked up to a client. I put my arm around her, and she's watching it glitch. And she doesn't know it's me. I'm just standing there with my arm around her. And Quincy said, "It'd be nice if we could hear what Lee said." And I go, "I'll tell you." And the girl just was like, "What?" And I mean, I don't know if I was more emotional or they were, but we set the timer for 30 minutes. We said, let's see what you guys can do. Every single person in that room, I've got goosebumps, of probably 30 people. Completed it. Yay. And it was just wonderful. Hugging people, it was just great. And then we had all of the contestants. The contestants who were winning prizes. And Andy Waycaster, if you're listening to this, I didn't want you to win, okay? I wanted someone else to win. But boy, you hands down crushed it again. We love you so much. I mean, Andy, you're such a great example. Your commitment, your drive, your determination. I mean, no one deserved it more than you.
Oh, he's an absolute machine. By the way, I want to see a three-peat. I want to see a three-peat.
That. Yes, now I want you to win next year.
By the way, so Brandon, he was in Asheville to drop off my 2 oldest kids to camp. And I said, I think Andy lives up in Asheville, North Carolina. And it was the day of Fit Wars. It was the Fit Wars day. I go, why don't you just message him? See, he's 10 minutes from the camp. So Brandon goes to his house on Fit Wars day and works out with him for Fit. It was so cool.
That.
Yeah.
I just love it.
That worked out amazing. So we had, it was quite a few coaches. I think it was a good number, more than 25 locations where we did these little micro community workouts. And then we flew to 3 or 4. And for me, I really believe that community is important. And I believe that community is more important in 2025 than ever before, as AI is very prevalent and it starts to kind of infiltrate and take over, and you got social media and everybody's on computer screens and you got work from home and this and that. Like, we are wired for community. We need to be in person with other humans.
Yes.
That is how we are created.
God made it that way.
Absolutely,
For each other.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes, support, encouragement, motivation, inspiration. So I am becoming even more bullish on in-person micro community events, even though, listen, I started my company virtual. We were digital nutrition and fitness. My entire team was virtual. Now I'm kind of shifting. Like, we are actually going the opposite way, which I always just, whatever's going on, I'm like, I'm gonna do the other thing. Like, I'm gonna go the opposite way. But this past weekend, we had our Dallas leg day, biggest Texas leg day ever. The room was packed. Absolutely packed. You can't even really tell on the reel that we posted on Facebook because everything's kind of very close up. But if you look at some of my posts, you can see the number of people in that room. Every time, it's kind of like Jesus with the fish and the bread. It's like no matter what size the room is, I'm like, I couldn't fit 25 more people in that room.
Right.
Like, we just always fit in the room perfect. We always fit perfect in that room. And by the way, it is hard to find spaces for more than 800 people. So if you guys want us to do a leg day in your area, you're going to have to find us a church that can fit more than 800 people. But just, awesome as always. We did have some audio issues. It was kind of hard for people in the front to hear us. But besides that, like, you could still feel the energy.
You could feel the energy, and having the time pre-workout to be able to hug everybody and hear their story. And it's always just so magical, and it just fills our cups up. And, we can talk to the camera and we can talk to the microphone, but when we hear and see people and look into their eyeballs, they are just so thrilled. Their whole life has changed, and it's just fantastic. Really awesome.
Keeps us going.
Yes, it does.
It energizes the community, but really it's a little selfish. Like, we love these events. We need these events.
Yes, we do.
We get kind of stuck in the drudgery of the day to day and solving problems and being a fireman and, all the pain points. And when you have 70,000 active clients and 30, 500 active ambassadors and, and a lot of stuff, it becomes kind of arduous. But when we're in person, it just fires me up. I'm like, okay, I'm good for the next month. Where's the next event? And you guys are going to see even more. We've talked about, we're launching a 2-day client event as well in the new year. So keep your eyeballs and ears open for that. So I was in Hawaii. I left Hawaii early. It was hard to find good food, healthy food. It was tasty. Just hard to find healthy food. Didn't have my hydration with me. And, I do like my routine. So I did leave early. Hawaii's a beautiful place, by the way. If you're a client in Hawaii, I'm just, so thrilled that you're able to live out there. But then I ended up going to Costa Rica. And here's the thing. I've talked about it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it today. So I am allergic to mold. And I know this because I've had blood work done by my concierge doctor, but also I've gone to a traditional allergist, and she did all of the different needles in your arm. You know how they do that? It's like they do the needles in your back. It's like 30 some needles in your back. And then they do the needles on your triceps. And she came back in after doing all the testing, and this allergist goes, congratulations, you are officially allergic to Florida. Is what she says.
Amanda.
Congratulations, you are officially allergic to Florida. And she goes, it's 3 different molds here. It's 2 or 3 different molds. It's dust, it's cypress, it's oak. And then she goes, I'm going to change your life. And I said, okay. And she gave me this nasal spray and then these allergy shots. And the thing is, I want it to change my life.
Yes.
I was like, please change my life. But what happened with the allergy shots, and I'm probably going to try them again, and I'll tell you when and why, but every time I would do the allergy shots, I would get sick. And I don't want to be sick every week. And it was like, then I would skip a week because my throat was already scratchy from the allergy, because when I live in Florida, I'm like fighting for my life because I'm just surrounded by the mold. And genuinely, I feel like things got worse for me after the hurricanes last year.
That was my question. Did it start like that when you first moved here? What, 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
Nope.
Okay.
So definitely there was a shift when I moved to my current town where we are surrounded by oak, and I moved to an old house. So it was the oldest house I'd ever owned. Now I know, hindsight's 2020. Yes, there was a good bit of mold, but here's the deal. I just want to mention, like, I'm allergic to Florida mold. I'm not allergic to Costa Rica mold. I'm not allergic to Europe mold. Like, it's like Florida mold. It's like, because there's many different kinds of mold. So, and I don't know if it's because over time, since my body was so exposed, once I moved to my current town, it's like I developed this allergy. I need to do a little bit of a deeper dive on that. And bottom line, like, I'm going to get to the root cause of why I have toxic overload and my body is responding and has this kind of histamine reaction. And so we'll talk about that. But I'm officially allergic to Florida mold. And when I'm in Florida, I'm just constantly surrounded by it, indoor, outdoor. And so the allergy shots were really tough because I already every 2-3 days have a scratchy throat and I feel like I'm coming down with something and I have to just do like 30 supplements and tons of vitamin C and rectal ozone on my butt and like all this stuff. And I'm just like doing everything in sauna and but yet I'm still tired and puffy. And then when I go to Costa Rica, and this has been the case for the past couple of years, I go to Costa Rica and I feel fantastic. Wow. It is like this veil is lifted. Oh, wow. No brain fog. I don't even need supplements. I just like, I don't even take supplements there. I'm like, I'm good. And I just energy all day. I sleep amazing. Oh my goodness. It is night and day. Wow. Like, could not be more extreme of like, it's a complete 180. So I went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks because I just wanted a break from the mold. And this time of year is worse for the mold because of all the rain in Florida. Yes. And then I did a mold detox. So I started a mold detox. I'm interviewing this gal who owns the company tomorrow. Okay. And so I'll be dropping that soon with more details. It's called Rogers Hood, I believe. But I have to tell you, so I go hiking with one of my friends in Costa Rica. And she's like, man, what do you do for your face? Your face looks so good. Your skin always looks great. I never wear any makeup in Costa Rica, no foundation, nothing. She's like, your skin is amazing. Da, da, da. And I'm like, yeah, girl, I have like never even had a zit. I'm like, one time in the sophomore year of high school, I had a zit. And I'm like saying this, okay? I am saying this out loud. And I'm doing this mold detox. No lie, the next day. Oh my goodness. I'm doing this mold detox, very complicated, 4 doses of tinctures throughout the day. I forgot to bring with me to the office. So it's like 2 a.m, 30 minutes apart, 4 hours later, another round, 4 hours later, but you have to be fasted. So I'm like, I have 4 rounds of this thing that I have to be fasted during all 4. So when do I eat? Like, I'm like, when do I eat? So anyways, hike with my girlfriend. She's like, your face is amazing. I'm like, yes, it is, girl. Yes. The next day, I broke out on my forehead worse than I've ever in my life. Wow. Like, I've never even had a breakout. Like, all over my forehead. Oh my goodness. On like in the middle of my eyebrows, a little bit on I was like, what? Because I'm doing this detox and I was having this die-off reaction from the mold. My head was very heavy as well, which again, when I'm in Costa Rica, I always feel amazing. So I was like, let me just do it here and kind of start the process here. Headache, heavy head, breaking out. I got through it. It took me maybe 3-4 days. Like I didn't even want to like be in public. Like that's how bad I felt about how my face looked. I was calling it like the mold detox uglies. I literally was like, I didn't want to see people. My face is turning inside out now. I just like felt awful. But then kind of 4 days later was starting to stabilize and I'm still doing it. And on the instructions, it goes, do this for 12 to 18 months. I'm like, what? When I bought a 30-day mold detox, I thought it was a 30-day thing, but it's like literally says. So I'm going to ask the owner tomorrow when I interview her, but couple things. So I'm glad that I at least have a path of something. Correct. So did you notice that you were feeling better? So you started it in Costa Rica. Yeah. Once we got the acne, you kept doing it. That's impressive. Very proud of you. And then you brought it back to Florida with you. Yep. And it's then back in Florida. How does that feel different? Okay. So couple things. I'm going to share kind of how I feel now that I'm back in the US. And there's a reason I'm sharing this. Actually, a lot of people have mold issues.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot.
Yes.
And I'll like talk through my symptoms a little bit. I'll share that. And then I'm going to talk about this doctor that I spoke with in Costa Rica, and she's going to be on the podcast as well. So Costa Rica, 4 days was bad, then started to feel good. Started to feel just kind of how I normally do in Costa Rica, but I knew something was happening and it was working. Then I flew to Dallas. Within 3 hours, my throat was scratchy.
Oh, man.
My eyes were itchy. The next day, I'll show you a picture. When I'm in Costa Rica, my eyes look amazing. The next day, I wake up in Texas, puffy, hooded.
Oh, my goodness.
It looks like I need an upper eye bluff.
Yeah.
Where when I'm in Costa Rica, I look
like you just had one.
Wait, listen to this. Listen to this. I have a consult with the plastic surgeon while I'm in Costa Rica. It's virtual consult. He's in Florida. And I was like, oh, consult for an upper eye bluff. He's looking at me. He's like, upper eye bluff where? Where's the upper eye bluff? I'm like, I promise you, when I'm in Florida, I look like I need an upper eye bluff. I'm like, you're just gonna have to trust me. He's like, close in on it. I don't see. He's like, where are we doing the bluff? I'm like,
you don't want to get to a place where you can't blink, Amanda.
He's like, I'm not seeing it. He's like, I don't.
Wow, what a difference.
I know. Yes. So, anyways, Texas, puffy, scratchy throat, get to Florida literally all last night, stuffed up, so congested to the extent that I feel like I need to use nasal spray. If you guys know how that is when you have a cold.
Yes,
like at
you got to open things up.
Yeah. And I mean, still a little congested right now, but yeah, I mean, it is discouraging. So I spoke with, and I'm getting to a point here, everybody. There's a point.
I'm hanging on until the very end. Let's go.
So I spoke with a doctor who JJ Virgin connected me with when I was in Costa Rica. She was like 6 p.m. driving home for her practice. And she's like, give me a call. I'm a, mold expert. So call her, shared with her my symptoms. Listen, girl, I get sick constantly. I'm a sitting duck. My nose is always running. Always. What do I have? What am I,
Kleenex.
75 years old? I have a Kleenex in my pocket right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know this about me, but I don't have any tissues in my house in Costa Rica.
Wow.
Even though it's the rainy season and it's moldy right now, it's a different mode. So I'm like, girl, I'm constantly getting sick. I'm just tired. I'm always tired. I feel like I'm just fighting for energy, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm like wasting all this time on extra things, but I like can't even be a good mom, and all this stuff, and like brain fog and da-da-da. So I said, but when I'm in Costa Rica, totally, completely, utterly different. She goes, okay, here's the good news. Because you feel amazing when you're out of the mold.
Right.
She goes, I think it's going to be easier than you think to heal from this.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I had never heard that perspective.
No, that's good. That's good. Because there's little glimpses of you well. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, a lot of people on my Instagram have said, oh my gosh, I was dying from mold. I had mold illness. I think for me, still, it's like an allergy. Like I'm allergic to mold. I don't know if it's like a mold.
You
it's
haven't
mold
been
toxicity.
damaged by mold, but you have the allergy to it, and probably the more exposure to it can create something that's chronic.
Right.
So you've got these little glimpses of relief. So that is good. So you're getting ahead of it. Because I think a lot of people too find out they've got mold when they hit menopause, and they're blaming menopause for it. It might be a mold thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And I talked with one of my friends in Costa Rica, and she had depression, weight gain, brain fog, and it sounded like all of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, but she found out it was mold toxicity.
Wow.
And so she paid buco bucks to have her house mold remediated. She's now has a house in Costa Rica as well. Her sister had the same issue. Her sister ended up living in tents.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a thing. So if you're highly sick, and I've learned so much over the past couple of weeks, I know someone else who was like dying from mold. She and her son, which by the way, Cole has had a sinus infection the entire summer, the whole summer, went to camp in North Carolina, perfectly fine, comes home the next day, starts with his congestion again. So it's something in my house. Right. It is in my house. I mean, I've seen it coming out of the air ducts. I'm just going to be honest. And so here's my current plan. So I have this doctor now who she's like, also like, you're having a histamine reaction. So we need to get you on a low histamine diet, which I'm going to try to figure out. Currently my chef cooks Monday, and then we heat everything up Monday through Thursday. She cooks Friday. We heat everything up. Apparently that is like all histamine when you heat up food. So when you have leftovers, which I did not know. So I'm going to have to either start cooking.
Ooh, gross.
Girl,
Yuck.
do you think Amanda Tress is going to start grilling some chicken?
That sounds hard.
In Costa Rica, our chef cooks every single day for us and he plates it fresh.
Yeah.
So that might be another reason. But I'm going to try a low histamine diet, try a couple of supplements, do kind of the mold detox. And I'm like redoing my blood work right now with Stephen Cabral, his company. But then I think, Lee, I'm going to tear my house down.
That sounds a little bit harder than cooking. Wow. We're just going to start from scratch.
Yeah. And
Okay.
not only
Okay.
so not only am I tearing it down, and I don't think I'm doing it. I know I am. Like
Okay.
it's going to probably happen in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So in 2 days, because I already called my neighbor who does the tear down.
You're just doing that because you want to live with me because I'm an empty nester.
I'm going to live with you.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I'm bunking up with you, bringing all 5 kids. And so I'm tearing the house down, but then, and by the way, I got that house for an absolute steal because I bought it the Friday before the lockdown started in 2020. So I literally, I mean,
Yes.
I actually look at it as just like
A learning
affordable
lesson.
grass.
Right.
It was literally like affordable grass. Like
Yeah.
I got it for an absolute steal. So I'm tearing the entire house.
Okay.
I'm leveling it because
Okay.
it's just full of mold.
Oof.
And then I'm going to bring in experts who can help during the build process because in Florida in particular, it is going to be all block. But even if there's anything with like wood, there's different
Yes.
ways that like the plumbing can be optimized.
No, we've got friends like that in Galveston. Same thing. Their whole entire house is engineered to where they were even using like wooden nails.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There
Yep.
was nothing synthetic in the entire house. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. There's a lot of different things that you can do
Yes.
to make that work. I think this is awesome.
So I'm going to message my builder who's a friend of mine today and say like, hey, I'm bringing in the mold dogs.
Yeah.
Who are like drug dogs.
Ooh.
Which I'm bringing some to my house this week, actually. I'm
my
bringing in
goodness.
some experts because I could flee the premises, but that's not a good long-term solution.
Correct.
Like, I want to build a good foundation, literally and figuratively, in Florida with my house.
I mean, it's got to
Because
be
the kids live
possible
here.
where people aren't getting run out of here. People come down here to live
Yes.
for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
So this is, and you're not going to be put
Right.
down by that. No.
Yes. And it's like, kind of like with my sleep study, I told these guys, like, here's the deal. Like, I don't have 10 hours a night to sleep. So you're going to have to help me figure out, like, let's say I have 7 hours a night. What are we going
What
to do
can
to
we do with that?
optimize this? Like, same thing with my concierge doctor. I'm like,
Right.
here's the deal. I'm never going to not grind 17 hours a day. So what are you going to do to help me do that? You know?
Yeah.
And so I'm not looking to like full-time. Now I might live in Costa Rica for a period of time while I do a more intense detox.
Right, because you also want to kind of ride the wellness. I
Yeah.
mean, having these starts and stops it's great for your
Right.
awareness, but if you could kind of live in that and having Brandon and the kids and in the
Yep.
past you've done a little bit of back and forth, but if you can do this for a little bit longer, I think you can really heal
Even
as
like
well.
3 months.
Yeah.
I think so here's what I'm gonna do back to the allergy shots. I think what I'm gonna do is restart the allergy shots while I'm in Costa Rica. So like get a whole new batch, go to Costa Rica, tearing down the house, and then just kind of even like not once every 7 days, but like once every 4 or 5 days because I'm not around the allergen. And specifically in the dry season, it's like amazing because
Yeah.
it's like the
Yeah.
best possible scenario.
Yeah.
So that's what I think I might do. Emma's on board. I'm like, I'm probably going to pull you out in January.
Yeah.
And she's
Listen,
like, it's fine.
I moved to Texas when Roy, from Texas to Florida when Roy was 15. And I remember thinking, gosh, about 1,000 years ago, you were a king. You're qualified to do this solo, right? And so, I mean, I think it's great for Emma too.
Yeah,
And
independence.
yes, I think that's good. So when would you do this? Now, let me just ask you this, and this might be too much, but like during hurricane season, during the winter, have you thought about that yet?
I don't think I'll have I think it's going to take me a little while to organize it.
Sure.
So I think it's going to have to be like the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe starting over the holidays just because, but maybe not. Yeah. I need to figure it out. Like
Yeah.
January is our Super Bowl. So
Sure.
it might have to be after that. So TBD, but I do think that's going to be a great idea is just to like kind of give myself a little bit longer, do some allergy shots, like really intensely focus on it. And then I'll be able to kind of re-enter Florida with less
that
of a reaction.
stamina too. You know, you'll already be rested, you'll have healed. So I think it's almost like you kind of pick a scab. You come here right when you're about to heal, and then it goes right back. So if you could just really get a scar, that scar tissue, and practice, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
We support you 100%.
You are the literal best. Like, and only because we have such a fantastic team, and specifically in Tampa, but it's like, I mean, I live in Tampa. Like want to live in Tampa.
Right. You picked this place.
Yeah, I specifically chose this place. But yeah, it's like, congratulations, you're officially allergic to where you live, you know? And so for me, it's like, it's better as the CEO for me to be healthy and energetic. And the amount of work I get done, because I get 2 days in one.
Yes.
In Costa Rica.
Yes.
I get 2 days in one.
I know, we're here waiting and doing the 2 days.
I know. And then when I'm here, it's like, I'll be sick by Thursday. I'll actually be sick by Thursday. Yeah. And that's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's actually reality of what's going to happen. Yeah. So,
okay. All right.
Okay.
We're proud of you for this research. And just like you said, somebody needs to hear this. There are people all over the place looking for answers. And yes, we can tweak our lifestyle. That is the number one rule. But coming through and finding out all the people who are vulnerable and putting themselves out there and sharing their challenges, that's more community. You're not alone. And so I think the more education that you have, and thank you for being our research study here so we can learn from you. But I think it's important that you share it, and people are happy about it too.
2 things I'm going to continue to share about: the mold, and then also the sleep. So I'll continue to share that as I have progress. But the thing, like, honestly, the thing is, like, they were checking in with me, my mold study guys, when I was in Costa Rica. And I'm like, I don't even think about sleep when I'm in Costa Rica. I sleep perfect. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not tracking it. I'm not nothing. And then I'm like, so there's got to be something to that. And I think the mold is also like corresponding with that. So they're like, we kind of feel like that's probably the case. It's just like a non-issue. It's just a non-issue. So let's really, really quickly touch on the 5-day cortisol reset, which is starting on Monday, August 18th.
Yes.
What is it? Who is it for?
Yes. No, I'm looking forward to this cortisol reset because, again, we're going to reset your thinking, because there's so much misinformation out there and so much fear mongering. And I call it strategy shaming, technically, when people are trying to put down other strategies to elevate their own agenda. And so in these 5 days, you're going to learn what cortisol is, why it's good, what happens when it's not optimal, what is chronic cortisol like. You're going to hear from extreme specialists. You're going to hear from Dr. Cabral. Amanda and I are going to do a training. We're going to share with you some kitchen items that you can swap out that are cortisol optimizing. We're also going to help you guys understand that stress reduction is important, but strength training absence is not an option. So how do you strength train while keeping your cortisol in a place that's manageable and good? So we're going to talk a lot. And so I'm looking forward to challenging the cycle that we do for some of our advanced clients and incorporating some active recovery throughout the week as well. So it's going to be great.
It's going to be a never before seen macro cycle and fitness cycle from the faster way. And it's going to be our biggest mini program ever.
Totally. And for those of you who have gone through the belly blast or the melt your middles, those are fantastic ways to optimize your lifestyle. But this is going to be different. So if you have not gone through a micro program in a while, I really want to encourage you guys to jump into this. You're going to learn so much and you're going to feel fantastic by the end of the week.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
I know.
It starts August 18th and it's only $20.
Yeah.
Complete and utter no-brainer.
Yes.
What we'll do is next week, we'll broadcast a few trainings here on the podcast that specifically address cortisol. Some people have chronically elevated levels of cortisol, which makes it impossible to burn belly fat. Other people have run themselves out of hormones.
Yes.
They have no cortisol in the morning, then they're wired and tired at 2 a.m. That's also not good. So we are going to say, if this is your situation, here's your path.
Right.
If that is your situation, this is your path. But there is a place for everybody here at the Faster Way. And we cannot wait to serve people through that mini program. So thanks so much for catching up with
Amanda.
me, Lee.
It's so good. I can't wait to do it again.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone.